Hey folks, welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Day by Day. I've been out of it. I think I mentioned that my daughter ruined my sleep machine. I've been out of it for today. I didn't play today, at all. There was no yesterday's video, so if you're wondering where yesterday's video is, there's no video for the 22nd because it doesn't exist. So, yeah, we're quite tired. Yeah, trying to make the best of it as we can. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. Uh, let's see what's happening. Not entirely sure because I'm focused, but I'm exhausted and my eyes are like I'm just like propping them open right now, if you know what that means. But I'm trying to dig in for about another hour at least, maybe a little bit longer, and then I'll crash hopefully for like a little bit anyway, because we got a rental sleep machine and I'm hoping that does the trick. If not, it's gonna be a long night. Anyway, I don't even know what we're doing. We're working on Finnick. So I talked a lot about Andor in the free to play video. Don't need to rehash anymore, except to say the first 3 episodes were not good. I don't blame you if you're tapping out. If you're done, uh, I'm going to try to stay optimistic on it. Keep forging on. Not because I'm a fan of the show. I love season 1. It was great. And I want to see where it goes because it's only, when we get next week's episode, probably about the time you're watching this, we'll have the next 3. And I want to see what they're going to set, what they're going to talk about in your, what is it? I don't know if it's 5 BBY or 3 BBY or whatever. But I don't think that it can get much worse than the first 3 episodes. So that's the reason I'm going to keep watching. Don't blame you if you don't want to. Yeah, you make your own decisions. Let me know. Anyway, we're just going to keep plowing towards Zam. Hopefully we can get there. The sooner we get done with Zam, the sooner we can move on to somebody else. And if you're not into this long, arduous farm, it's totally understandable because it's going to be a long farm. It's going to be, the grind is the grind. And there's a lot of bases that we have to cover just everywhere. There are a lot of bases always to be covered everywhere, but we're going to keep pushing ahead, forging ahead. So we just picked up that, which is going to help us a little bit faster. But I think Zam has, like a bunch of those. Okay. I really want to be through these characters as much as possible, but I'm not looking to spend a lot more money on this. I just want to be done and, I feel like this is the best place for us to be because we could be chasing, LV. And if I chased LV, I think the Cairo crunch alone would make me just insane because I didn't know how expensive LV was until I did my own research and I actually watched somebody's video. I don't know if it was Nooch or whoever, but he's insanely expensive. But basically because you need Relic 5 for everyone. That's the baseline. And then you need, I feel like it's a bunch. There's a bunch of Relic 8s and then a bunch of Relic 7s and then Relic 5s, and it's like the Bad Batch just makes the Cairo crunch just so insanely massive that you're just like, I'm gonna go hide. I'm gonna go stick my head in the sand because you need, every member of the Bad Batch that's not named Omega, and quite daunting. And obviously, we're just gonna keep doing this path, and as we keep knocking out different requirements for different things, I think we're gonna keep raking over and knocking out pieces requirements as we go. What do I mean by that? Well, in order to get LV, you need gas, and so to get gas, I feel like you need Shakti, and I definitely know that you need GK, and they're both here on the list. And eventually we'll be on to somebody else, and there's two pieces right there that we're just gonna knock out. Eventually we'll be onto another farm, and I'm sure that'll have a couple pieces, and that'll knock some more pieces out. And I think eventually, like if we go build a 501st team at some point, that'll obviously knock out Arc Trooper and Echo. And then, I don't know if they're ever going to give us, but I think, I know Imbo's good. At some point we'll get to Imbo. I'm not sure when, but some place we'll get to him. Some people, we'll build the Padme. We'll build a Padme team up, and I know that she doesn't have a home, but that doesn't affect me, because I'm going to build a Padme team for Conquest, and we'll take her up from there, and because that'll help with both gas and LV. And the Seps we'll have to build a team for, and obviously that'll be for gas, and obviously we'll build Night Sisters, and obviously that'll be for gas, and it'll just happen organically. So, I mentioned Night Sisters, we still got her, and eventually we'll just bring everybody up, and eventually, organically, I'm sure we'll have everything just matter-of-factly, but except for the Bad Batch, unless they make the original Bad Batch better than they are. And, I don't think they did anybody a favor by making the new Bad Batch raid requirements. I think it would have been much better if they would have made the old Bad Batch the raid requirements, but I don't know. Eventually we'll figure it all out, but I'm not worried about Lord Vader. Unless, there is a chance that they make him just, I don't know. As I've stated a number of times, he is Deadpool. He's the Deadpool of Star Wars. So, if Deadpool is the most overpowered person in the Marvel Universe, and don't deny it, because I know I'm right, then it just stands to reason that they're going to make Lord Vader, Anakin, whatever, some version of Anakin, the most overpowered version. And it just seems like that, I see that they're going to do that. They're going to totally change the meta by, you know, raising Lord Vader up. And I think this is gonna bring in the conversation of, are they going to do a Galactic Legend this year? I think because they're giving because they're giving Lord Vader an overhaul. I think the obvious answer is no, because they're basically giving us a new Galactic Legend just by making his GAC team better, which last time I checked is that's where most of the people are that play this game. They're just like, but I don't know. It could be wrong. But we'll have to see. Anyway, I think that's all I want to talk about. I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. Like I said, super tired. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Tomorrow I have a steaming yearly previous engagement, so probably later. Maybe this time, maybe later tomorrow night. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate the time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. As always, God bless. Hold the line. I'll see you tomorrow.